Hey guys, Jacob Ballard, Movie-holics Anonymous here to discuss the weekend box office results. So over the weekend, there were three major new releases and some holdovers, notable holdovers. So with that in mind, let's find out what finished in the top five and discuss what that means. Kingsman: The Golden Circle finished fifth of the domestic box office this weekend, made $8.1 million. Thus far, it has made $79.9 million. It cost $104 million to make. It's made $253 million worldwide, so it's on pace to be hit largely thanks to how it's doing overseas, more so than in America, which is kind of typical for sequels because they tend to make less here and make more overseas. And it's pacing now $6 million behind the original Kingsman movie, and that's largely, like I said in previous videos, due to the quality of the film being so much lower and lesser than the original, and the fact that the reviews were not as strong. It's just not, the new Kings movie just doesn't leave the same exhilarating, oh my goodness, can you believe how great this movie is kind of feeling that the first movie did, and that's really hurting it at the box office. I believe if this movie had been as good as the original, it would be holding just as well, if not better than the original, and it would be pacing ahead of it. But the people who made the movie screwed up. So number 4 is My Little Pony, the movie. I'm sure that all of you wanted to see this movie. But anyway, it made $8.8 million on its opening weekend, which is not terrible. It's not really noteworthy in the grand scheme of like movie history at the box office. But for Lionsgate, it's not the worst opening ever. And I don't know what the budget is. It's not on Box Office Mojo. If it holds well, it might, it'll definitely is too low of an opening to get to $100 million. But it's not a super big budget, so there you go. Number 3 is It with $9.9 million. And thus far it's made $305.2 million. Considering its $35 million budget, and that's the first R-rated horror movie to ever gross over $300 million. That's in America, not accounting for inflation. That's impressive. The only movie that was even anywhere in the same league was The Exorcist, but The Exorcist sold tickets at a time where it was a lot cheaper. So ultimately, The Exorcist sold more tickets. But as for the second place film of the week was The Mountain Between Us with Idris Elba and Kate Winslet. It grossed $10.1 million, considering its $35 million budget and its lackluster reviews and its lackluster word of mouth. It's not poised to do well over the next couple of weeks, and it's not going to be very profitable unless it just, has a crazy staying power at the box office. So, oh well. And number 1, surprising no one, was Blade Runner 2049, which grossed $32.7 million on its opening weekend. Now, while it won the weekend, it disappointed all box office expectations. It was expected to make between $45 to $50 million on its opening weekend, and it cost $150 million to make. And for this movie to be successful, it's going to have to make a lot more overseas than it does here. And this movie's going to have to also hold well here and try to get to $100 million here and make a lot more overseas. With this in mind, some people are like, oh my gosh, it's a complete flop. It might actually turn out to be profitable in the long run, who knows? But it's not the right start that the studio was hoping for, considering its $150 million budget and its heavy marketing campaign and Harrison Ford and the prestige of the Blade Runner movie itself that preceded this one. And they thought that would do better. They're hoping, more like The Force Awakens. Well, they're hoping, like The Force Awakens, that would be a major box office hit, not to that degree, but that you bring back Harrison Ford in a franchise movie that people love the original, and you think it's going to make a good amount of money, and people thought it would be like Mad Max Fury Road and be a major hit. But Mad Max Fury Road was a reboot of a franchise that's a visual storytelling franchise that's a lot easier to comprehend than the original Blade Runner, which is an obstacle for this movie, and it affected its box office, is the fact that a lot of people didn't understand the original Blade Runner, and even if you do understand it, some people don't enjoy it because of its pacing. And if you didn't enjoy its pacing, you see that this movie is 2 hours and 43 minutes long, you're less likely to go see it. It's also hard to go see it because it's only on like every 3.5 hours or so in each auditorium it's in. So that limits the number of times you can go see it a day. So overall, this was a very disappointing weekend at the box office for all these films, really. And Blade Runner 2049 did not make as much as it's supposed to, and I think it was just overhyped online as far as its how well it would do at the box office. I haven't seen the movie yet, so I don't know if it's overhyped in terms of quality. Whenever I do see it, I will review it and share my thoughts with the movie with you guys. But what did you guys think about this weekend box office? Were you shocked that Blade Runner 2049 didn't do better? Let me know in the comment section below, guys, and talk to you in the next video, guys.